on cue, but take it away.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Adam. I am so excited to be talking to you guys about follow-up today. I know that it's a really big part of our business, so I think that it's important that we have a section. Now, I don't have too much time, but I want to make sure that you guys are taking notes because I'm going to give you guys some numbers. I'm going to give you some verbiage. It's going to be really helpful for you. And I know that this part of our business can often be overlooked. Like Adam was talking about those layers, we can kind of overlook follow-up. And it's really leaving money on the table, and we miss out on helping people with our incredible products. I was taught really early in the business that the fortune is in the follow-up, and I know from experience that that is completely true. And to start off, I want to share a really quick story with you guys about some really incredible follow-up that I received recently that totally cemented my belief in staying with someone long-term during their decision-making process. So for years, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll probably already know a little bit about this. But for years, I've really wanted to buy an infrared sauna. It's never been a priority. Like when I started this business, I could barely pay rent. So I created a little while ago a savings account, and I'd been putting money away in there. And earlier this year, I realized I was in a position that I could buy one, and I was so excited. But I did my research. I found 2 companies that made awesome models, had really good feedback, and I couldn't really work out how to choose which one. I was kind of a little bit on the fence, and life got in the way. I inquired about both of them, and life just happened. And so I kind of put it on hold. Like I put it to the side for a minute. I was like, I'll figure this out later. Now, one business emailed me 2 times after our call, and then I never heard from them again. The other business, the other company, sorry, they followed up with me almost every second day for about 3 weeks. So they sent me personal emails. They added me to their email list. So I got automated emails. I got text messages from the girl I spoke to, and they tried to call, and I didn't reply. I didn't answer. I did nothing because I was like, I can't deal right now. Like I need to sort some other stuff up. And I was like, it wasn't like I didn't care. It's just that it wasn't a priority with other stuff that I had going on. And then one day I was sitting at my computer and I got an email from the girl, and all it said, like it was literally one line in the email saying, Ange, what do you need to know so that I can help you get a sauna into your home? And I was like, okay, today's the day. So I rang her up straight away. I told her I was ready. And 1 month later, we were setting it up in our house, and I was like crying tears of joy because I've been thinking about this for so long. Now, I was really happy. The company was really, really happy, and they were pretty like stoked with the sale. Saunas are not very cheap. It's probably the second most expensive thing I've ever bought in my entire life after my car. Now I want to explain something to you guys. At no point did I get annoyed or frustrated with their emails, their check-ins, her text messages. I never got frustrated. Like I expressed interest to her. And more importantly than that, and the really key thing I want you guys to understand is I didn't get annoyed, but they didn't get kind of like aggravated that I wasn't replying or take it personally. Like I went completely radio silent on them. I literally gave them nothing, and they just kept showing up for me. And they didn't take it personally. They didn't go, okay, well, I'm not going to message her anymore. They just stayed front of mind for me. Now, I want you guys to ask yourself, what would change in my business if I treated every single potential customer that way? If I just stayed with them, I added value, I asked high quality questions, I checked in on them, how would your business change from consistently every single day finding more and more people to talk to? Like we should be doing that anyway. But imagine if you were staying with the ones that weren't yet ready to make the decision. Okay. And the question is really, why do we not follow up more? And I want to debunk some of the stories here. So I asked this question in my group a little while ago, and I got kind of 3 main answers, right? So I asked, why do you not follow up? What happens here? And the number one thing is, if they wanted the products, they would reply to me first, or they would write back to me. Like just put a number 1 in the chat if you think this. If you're ever like, well, if they want it, they'll tell me. Like, I'm not going to annoy them because if they want it, they'll come to me. No, people get busy. Life gets in the way. And sometimes people just don't know how to ask the questions they want to ask because they get up in their head a little bit too much. and it's our job to be there for them how they need us to be there. And I know how often I open a message and then one of my kids runs over and they want something and I close it and I forget to go back to it because it's no longer unread, or a phone call comes through and I totally forget what I was meant to look over. And so if we're not following up, then we kind of are saying to them, well, if life gets in the way and I don't hear from you, then too bad, you miss out. Right? Now, the second thing that people say to me, and I want you to put the number 2 if this is you, and I know Linda said this before, the second thing is, I don't want to be annoying. Does anyone else feel that? Yep. Okay. So this is like my number 1 tip for this. Don't be annoying. That's it. I'm going to teach you how to follow up with grace. I'm going to give you guys some verbiage in a second, but don't be annoying. Okay. Don't go to them and ask the question, hey, do you want to buy some Juice Plus now? That's kind of annoying. Like, check in with them, check in with how they're going, see how their family is, do the right thing. Okay, just don't be annoying. If you don't want to be annoying, don't be annoying. And the last one is, I don't want to get rejected. Put a number 3 in the chat if this is you. I don't want to be rejected. My tip here is stop making it about you. Someone saying they don't want our products right now, it is not a rejection of you. It is that they're not ready. It's that it's not a priority for them right now. And you taking that as a personal, like, they're attacking me because they're rejecting me, it puts out this energy of, well, they don't really want to talk to you about it anyway, because they can feel that. And so once you move past the limiting stories that you're telling yourself, in order to, I say this with love, sabotage your ability to support more people with health, once you move past this, your business will soar. It will soar. So one of the big questions that I ask team who are struggling is, how many times are you following up? And these are the sales stats that I live by. Now, I'm going to copy and paste them into the chat for you guys so that you can write them down, because I'll probably talk a little bit too fast. 48% of people never follow up with a prospect. So someone shows interest or someone asks a question and they don't follow up after, like, the first time they've communicated. 25% of salespeople only make a second contact and stop. 12% make 3 contacts and stop. And only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. So I want you to remember that number. Only 10% of everyone on this call is contacting someone over 3 times. Now, 2% of sales are made on the first contact, 3% on the second, 5% on the third, 10% on the fourth, and 80% are made on the 5th to 12th contact. So if only 10% of us are making more than 3 contacts, but 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th, imagine how much your business could skyrocket if you just stayed with people past the 5th contact. Does this land for you guys at all? Is this making sense on how we could actually create so much more momentum by just following up with people? So I want you to put a yes, a big yes in the chat if you follow up with people more than 5 times. When they're interested, when they come to you saying, tell me more, if you follow up more than 5 times, put a big yes. And I can guarantee that the people saying yes, Kirsty Chumley, Brian Marsh, I can see there's big customer attractor names in there, right? Now, I'm going to give you guys a really simple system that you can use to follow up in a way that keeps you front of mind for people when they are ready for their decision. This wig is very itchy and heavy. So first up, the first message that you're going to write is literally, so, and this is for if you've been ghosted. Okay, so you send a message, you sent information and they haven't replied. The first message is so simple. It's, hey, did you get my last message? That's it. Okay, now if someone doesn't reply to me within 24 to 48 hours, I send a love heart, a little love heart emoji, just to pop the chat back up to the top, right? Just say, like, I'm here. The third, and I will copy and paste this in for you guys, is, hey, lovely, you just popped up in my news feed and I wanted to check that if you've had any more thoughts on our products or have any questions. I definitely don't want to annoy you. So if not, that's totally fine. But I didn't want you to think that I had forgotten about you. I'll pop that in the chat for you. Sorry, guys, tech issues. All right, the fourth one is, and this is, they're still ghosting you. And like, this is, I follow this to a T each time. The fourth is, I hope you're okay. I was just making sure that you haven't been eaten by a bear or lost your phone. But I also hope I haven't offended you in any way. Let me know you're okay. So it's literally just, hey, like you showed interest. And the only time that I would say this doesn't work is if you're cold messaging people, which I don't really think is a good idea, to just send a random message being like, hey, do you want to buy some Juice Plus? I think it's important that these are people who have liked on something or done something there. Now, the fifth step is you go and start loving on their content and go back to them as a friend. So, you know, I saw that you guys went away on school holidays. How was your trip? Hey, I saw you went to that cute cafe. Like, did you, you know, was there anything stand out there? I've been thinking about going there. You know, just checking in. So getting back in their inbox, and I do this by commenting on stories, get back into their inbox and start the conversation back as a friend. Just come back and get them replying to you as someone who is just checking in and making sure everything's okay. Then from there, what I do, I have a list. I call it a touch list. And once per month, I follow up as a friend. So this is for someone who's ghosted me for five back and forwards. If I've sent 5 messages and they've ghosted me, they go onto my touch list. Once a month, I follow them up as a friend, and I'll let them know of any sales, specials, or bundles. So when we released the Protective Plus bundle with the free sachet of Complete, I went and sent a message out to all the people on my touch list and said, hey, I know you were interested in these products a little while ago. I don't know if anything's changed since we last chatted, but there is an incredible bundle where you're going to get a sample of our Complete Protein. This is our most popular bundle. Like, most of the people I know are getting on it. And I just want to keep you in the loop. How's life been? And then I'll ask them some sort of question about something completely different and just see how they're going. And so this is once a month. And when there's bundles, they just go onto a list. And if you can systemize this, it's going to become so much easier. But I want you to remember that when you don't follow up, you're leaving money on the table, or you're losing a customer to another person, another product, another company. You know, the amount of times I have someone who's like, oh yeah, I've heard about Juice Plus before, but the girl that I was talking to about it, she doesn't do it anymore. And I'm like, she probably doesn't do it because she doesn't do follow-up. And so she didn't get enough customers because she left them all hanging. So ask yourself, how many times did you say no before you said yes? Because I knew about these products for 3 years before I said yes to them. And the person who originally introduced me never actually followed up, and she dropped out of the business after like 6 months. And I honestly believe that there is no such thing as a no here. It's always a not right now. I was a no until I wasn't. So it's always a not for now. And we never know when someone needs us. And the better you stay at networking and keeping with people and staying in the relationship, the faster your business will build and the more impact you will have. So thank you guys for having me and my wig today. I hope that this was really helpful. Make sure that you play full out all day and take a lot of notes. Bye guys.
That was awesome. Thank you so much, you rock star. That was absolutely fantastic.